In this demo, we'll talk about how to quickly and pretty realistically brighten or whiten a figure's teeth. So we have Leah Dunham here, I believe, and if you want to follow along with this, go to Google Classroom and her photograph is posted along with this video. Or else you can just find a picture online of someone's teeth that may need to or could be brightened. I'm going to take the background and I'll drag it down and copy it. I always want to work on a background copy in case I mess up. We can just start from scratch instead of re-downloading the photo. The second step here is I'm going to select her teeth. So I'm going to zoom way in here and I'm going to use the quick selection tool. It's up to you which one you want to use. But I'm going to do the best I can here to select her teeth. I might have to go take this in a couple of tries, especially we don't want to get her tongue in there. So we just want the teeth, so I'll have to get my minus button and then come in between here. We're going to feather the selection, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to try and get it the best I can. I'm using my bracket keys, which are to the right of the P, the letter P on the keyboard, to make this larger and smaller. My right bracket key makes this selection tool larger, the left makes it smaller. And like that, I'm going to go Control Z, going to add to my selection one more time. So sometimes it takes a few tries to get this just right. We're going to minus here along her lips so we just get her teeth. If you haven't already, zooming in definitely helps. Don't really want to get her gums. Oops, Control Z. Not having much luck there. Okay, this will be good enough. When I zoom out, I want to hit Refine Edge, and then I'm going to feather my selection just a little bit. I'll zoom in once again, and that looks about good. We can always use our layer mask that we're going to create to paint on and paint off. So I'm going to say OK after my selection is feathered, and actually, let's cut that down just a little bit more. Oh boy. Okay, this is as good as we're going to get. Now, I'm going to choose an adjustment layer with my selection still active, and I'm going to choose Hue and Saturation. So as you see, the Hue and Saturation adjustment layer comes up, but it also includes, in my layer mask, it shows that we're just altering the selection of the teeth. So I am going to bring my lightness, I'm going to bring my saturation down completely, so we're desaturating the teeth, and I'm going to bump the lightness up quite a bit, so to not so much so that the teeth lose all of their detail. Like if I bring this all the way up, you can't see anything, but just kind of below there, so I can still see the lines in the teeth. It just looks like they bought a ton of pressed white strips or something. So I'm going to leave that, and then with my Hue and Saturation layer highlighted, I'm going to bring my fill down to about 50% and my opacity down as well. And you can kind of do this to taste. So now I look, the key here is to not make these look like white to a fake level. You still want some tonal variation in teeth. No teeth are completely 100% white. You want to make it look believable, and it helps to check and uncheck the eyeball box here. So we see that we zoom out, her teeth, you know, still have you know, a few different colors and tones in them, but they look a little bit brighter than they did before. One problem I'm seeing here is that since our selection wasn't perfect, the whitening on the gums is really noticeable. So I can just click my hue and saturation adjustment layer on the layer mask. See, the layer mask is highlighted right here, and then I can just paint that away. So I'm going to have black as my foreground color. Black takes away. We want to bring down the opacity here so that we can kind of slowly do it. The hardness of the brush I'm going to bring up a little bit, but not a ton, and I'm just going to zoom way in and then just begin to paint away. See, there we go. I might want to adjust the size of my brush here so that we can get that whitening that we did off of the gums and just on the teeth where we want it. So depending on how good your selection was, I know that mine kind of needed work, and that's okay because I knew that I could do this at the end. So just kind of double checking to make sure that the whitening is only on the teeth and then not on those surrounding areas. So now that I zoom out, this looks a lot more natural. So you can click again here, and if I wasn't satisfied with that, if I wanted it a little bit brighter, maybe a little bit closer to her natural teeth color, I could play with the opacity and the fill. But that's about it. A few simple steps to effectively brighten somebody's smile.